I'm pretty excited for what's happening in Ethereum, Bitcoin and crypto right now, and there's loads of stuff going on in this chart which we're going to jump in and talk about right now. So guys, looking into Ethereum right now, it might look a bit complicated, all this stuff I've drawn on the chart, but we're going to go through it bit by bit just so that you understand exactly why I'm excited and perhaps why you might be excited about it as well. So what we can see, guys, on the 15-minute chart. So we're going to start with the lower time frame and we're going to work out. So what we've had, guys, is this demand zone. And I said the other day that when we have a demand zone coinciding with a trend line, and I'll talk about where that trend line came from in a moment, then we have a really powerful trading position, or very good idea of where it's going to go. Okay, a good high probability chance. We had this ascending triangle where we had the buyers coming in, pushing the price higher and higher, showing usually we will see a breakout towards the upside. We broke beyond our price targets. So guys, if you took that trade the other day off of that and you made some money, congratulations. Leave a comment down below if you did, and make sure you smash the like button. But we came up into this supply zone. Okay, so we talked about where we might find supply zones across. And then you can see what's really been playing out. Multiple times we've been hitting this supply zone, okay? And we've broken back down. We're now back heading towards it again. No guarantee that we're going to push towards the upside. We're still waiting for a bit more in terms of volume. But we could be seeing perhaps another kind of pattern like this playing out. So now we've looked at that, let's have a zoom out to check where that's all come from and why I still remain extremely bullish on Ethereum right now, because this was our demand zone, right? So I've talked about this demand zone down here, maybe a little bit too much for some viewers, but guys, this is obviously where I was making it green because it's where I want to buy. And right now we're seeing we are now coming towards the upper side of this, but we can now put in this supply zone across here, which ultimately is a sell box, I'm aware. But it also still in play, we have then this ascending triangle. Now, think about the concept of the ascending triangle. Down here, the bulls come in, and then each time the price is driven lower, the bulls are prepared to step in. And guys, you know, for the first time in a very long time, we have somewhat of an uptrend, right? Because we're putting in higher lows, okay? So we have, for a very long time, been putting in lower lows each time, but we're now putting in higher lows, which is very exciting. Now, doesn't mean that necessarily we can't see something like this. In the shorter term, guys, I see Ethereum going from at least 1200 to sort of around 1300 approximately in terms of a price target. Now, depending on what's happening in the DXY or the US dollar index, around the time that we arrive at this, we could see a push like this towards a price target here at around $1,660 to around $1,700. And we'll look at why that's significant in just a moment. But before we do that, obviously we want to look at the DXY, because obviously we want to just look at the US dollar, because the US dollar has continued to pump. It's currently literally at highs it's not been at since 2001. I did say that these normally break towards the downside, but you can see that it has broken towards the upside. Obviously nothing is guaranteed. It's come back, it's retested, it's now pushing again. But what's interesting, guys, this is on the 4 hour, right? We've seen the US dollar pushing, and I have said that multiple times when the US dollar is pushing, crypto, etc. is coming back. And we saw a bit of a dip yesterday in Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything, when this went up like this. But what's kind of interesting, guys, is like this is kind of to do with interest rate hikes, etc. And now we're starting to see crypto taking a little bit of a positive spin as well. So maybe the uncertainty that is surrounding crypto and everything else is starting to change a little bit, even though the DXY is still continuing to push higher. What we really would like to see from a crypto perspective is the dollar taking a bit of a fake out and then having a push like this, because ultimately when we have a really significant turnaround in the DXY, that's when the crypto bull market is really going to get going. In the next week or so, I'm about to move to Bali, so I'm going to start mixing up the channel a bit, maybe bringing in some lifestyle stuff, etc. So let me know down in the comments anything you'd like to see, perhaps about living in a different country, trading crypto within a new place, etc. and how perhaps you can go and do the same. Anyway, guys, you don't care too much about that right now, I'm sure. So let's have a look. Okay, guys, let's jump into this and take one more look at what's going on. So as you know, I love my supply and demand zones, and it's interesting that this price target falls in the middle of this area here. Now, I have roughly obviously just drawn this box on. Supply and demand zones are that, guys. They're zones. They're not exact. They're not exact numbers, but they're kind of around certain areas. What we can see is on the fall, we had a period, and it wasn't particularly long, guys. It's probably just about a day, where we sort of sat like this. Now this for me, if I'm looking into Forex, etc., no matter what time frame, I'm looking for something like this as a potential for the price to come back to where I can then sell it again. In these areas, you can see there's various sort of selling off going on. The market makers keep the price there as long as possible to try and sell off as much as they can and allow people to think that there's going to be a turnaround in the market so that they have enough people buying the crypto they want to sell, and then it rips towards the downside. Okay, so what I would be wondering is, if we do make it to this level, we are really going to have to continue to see further continuation pushes, because ultimately in the shorter term, yeah, it looks great, but zooming out, this is all a very small piece of puzzle that we're looking into. That pink zone is just there, guys. So if I was to draw, you know, just roughly across the top of it, then very interestingly, it comes back in to previous lines of resistance. Previous lines of support become resistance. Previous lines of resistance become support. That's not saying that we can't get back up through it, but if we fail to get through that level, we could well be coming back down to another sort of $900, etc., to see further consolidation. Who knows exactly what's going to play out? It's all very key to know what's going to happen in this shorter time frame. Around $1,300, breaking through there, we're going to head back to $1,700 and then see what exactly is playing out. Have to take into account the kind of macroeconomics, etc., that are happening when that happens. That, I think, is what is going on right now. So short term, I'm looking bullish towards $1,300. If we're able to break $1,300 odd, then we're heading to $1,600 odd. Failure to break that, we're heading back down to probably around $1,000. Who knows, maybe even less, but still fairly confident about what's going on in the shorter term for the Ethereum price. Guys, hope you enjoyed that video today. If you have, please smash the thumbs up button, helps me out more than you know. And if you're new to the channel and you want to learn more about crypto, as well as what goes on in the life behind crypto trading and YouTube and stuff, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. I will keep you updated with my move and all the stuff that's going on very soon. Thanks very much, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.